Good afternoon. Welcome to the Davidson College Baccalaureate Service in celebration of the class of 2026. Welcome, graduating seniors. Welcome to our graduating seniors. Welcome to family and friends. Welcome faculty, administration, and staff. And welcome to all who are joining us from the chapel and Tyler Tallman Performance Hall, as well as on the live stream. I'm Julia Watkins, college chaplain and director of religious and spiritual life. What a joy it is to gather on this occasion, rooted in a meaningful and full commencement weekend. Today we participate in an enduring tradition. Rooted in Davidson's Presbyterian heritage, the Baccalaureate Service is an inclusive spiritual celebration, a gathering that draws together members of our whole college community from many traditions, beliefs, and ways of making meaning. Amid the reunions and receptions, the photographs and the farewells, Baccalaureate offers an invitation to pause, to breathe, and to be fully present to this singular moment in a Davidson journey. Tomorrow will bring the formal conferring of degrees just beyond us on the lawn. It will bring the ringing of the bell, the tossing of these caps that you all look so good in, and the culminating ceremony of years of hard-won work. But today, we are here. We are together, and we have this time to sit with the significance of what it means to stand at the threshold, to look back with gratitude and forward with hope. Our gathering draws its meaning from Davidson's enduring purpose to assist students in developing humane instincts and disciplined and creative minds for lives of leadership and service. It's a purpose animated by the conviction that the pursuit of truth across all its dimensions, intellectual, moral, and spiritual, is itself a liberating act. Class of 2026, you all have lived that purpose. You've sat with hard questions in classrooms and residence halls and late-night conversations. You formed friendships and made discoveries that you could never have anticipated when you first arrived here on campus. You've navigated great uncertainty, demonstrated resilience, and shown up for one another with a generosity that has moved all of us who have had the privilege of walking alongside you. And so as you prepare to step into the next chapter, whatever that looks like for you, know that you carry with you more than a diploma. You carry the relationships that you've forged here, the questions that you've humbly learned to sit with, and the values that have been tested and strengthened all along the way. We send you forth not as strangers to the world's complexity, but as a community shaped to meet it, but with both courage and care. We hope that this moment of gathering will be both an anchor and a launching point for this weekend as you imagine the wide range of possibilities that await you just around the corner and further beyond the horizon. Let us now continue this sacred time together with greetings from Davidson College President Doug Hicks.
Thank you, Chaplain Watkins. Good afternoon. Wow, you look great out there. Welcome to this glorious weekend of celebration. We hope that this joyful service and tomorrow's ceremonies invite you into the unmistakable sense of the shared mission of all of us in the Davidson College community. It's a commitment to the public good through preparing students and graduates for leadership and service. We know that our world and our nation needs you at this moment. And we hope that when you leave campus after this weekend, by 12 noon on Monday, you do so accompanied by all your stuff and the memories that you will treasure. I'd like to begin with several announcements about the weekend. At the conclusion of our service today, just now, the platform party and the faculty will march out in a recessional. Our seniors will remain here in the pews, and the easiest way for families to meet up with their students will be to meet them here or to meet them just outside the church. Perhaps use those things you have in your hands called cell phones and see if you can connect. You're invited to enjoy the music of the Davidson College Chorale in concert right here tonight at 7:15 p.m. in this sanctuary. Our commencement ceremony will take place tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's scheduled to be held on the lawn just behind you in front of chambers. Seating on the lawn will open at 8:30 a.m. Please allow our wonderful facilities crew until 8:30 a.m. to set up an amazing space amid the trees and the commencement platform. In the event of rain, in the highly unlikely event of rain or threatening weather this year, the ceremony will take place in Belk Arena in Baker Sports Complex. If that rain plan, however unlikely, goes into effect, you will know. It will be posted on signs across campus. A notice will be placed on the website. The college switchboard, and yes, I learned we still have a switchboard. It opens at 8 a.m. to take calls and advise you of the rain plan, and an email will be sent to all faculty, staff, and our graduates. Now, this baccalaureate service dates back in a tradition that goes 600 years to the University of Oxford. It was a long, drawn-out religious affair, the baccalaureate service. Graduates would give a sermon in Latin or Greek. We have not retained that element of the baccalaureate service, but we have retained the central themes of gratitude and festival, because we are celebrating the opportunities you've had to learn and grow on this campus over 4 years. We're here to celebrate who you are, what you mean, and where you're headed on your educational and life journey. We gather today in the spirit of joy, giving thanks for the experiences of this class, the class of 2026, for the lifelong friendships formed, for the deep relationships with faculty and staff and faculty sit behind you now cheering for you. And we give thanks for their support and for this sacred learning environment that allows us to pursue the truth. We share a deep gratitude for the people who surround these graduates and this faculty, your family, your friends, and loved ones who helped each of you get here and who supported your journey to this place. I look forward to celebrating your achievements today and at tomorrow's ceremony. Graduates, you're now part of a community committed to lives of leadership and service, a community that spans Davidson's generations. Thank you.
We live in perilous times. We also live in a time of great celebration. And both of these are true, even if uncomfortably so. The people that will shepherd us forward through this time of contradiction will not come from above or below, from the past or the future. They are here, right now. Just look around you. We are the wisdom that will find the middle way through fear and courage, sadness and joy. We are the ones our ancestors and elders have waited and struggled for. Do you feel it? With this in our hearts and minds, we have asked some of our graduating seniors to step forward and share their prayers, invocations, and words of wisdom at this baccalaureate service, May 2026. Let us turn our hearts and minds to our friends here and listen deeply to what they have to say. May we hear them and the wisdom they will impart on us May we welcome them as giving us part of the song that will carry us forward. May we spread widely the words that they will share with us, thereby keeping the light of this service burning brightly beyond this moment.
Good afternoon. It's good to see you all here today. My name is Jillian Fries, and I've been a part of the Chaplain's Ambassadors program for the past 2 years here at Davidson. And during my time here, I've been involved with various interfaith initiatives across campus and beyond in the greater Charlotte area. So I come here today in this moment inspired by my time here as a student of environmental studies, of life, and of interfaith. I'm rooted here today in gratitude for the living world around us, in reverence for the creation, and in the belief that the very ground beneath us can continue to teach us how to live in community, as it has for me during my time at this place. As we gather for baccalaureate and stand at the threshold of commencement, I invite us to pause and remember the earth that has held us during our time at Davidson. The magnificent trees right outside the windows that have shaded our walks across campus. The rain that has softened the clay-rich soil. The eco-preserved trails that have given us space to think. And the seasons that have carried us through change. May we leave this place with the humility of roots, remembering that we are sustained by more than ourselves. May we carry the strength of forests, knowing that growth happens through connection. May we move into the world with the patience of rivers, shaped by both resistance and flow. May we bloom like flowers during springtime, turning towards light even after seasons of uncertainty, offering beauty, nourishment, and care for wherever we are planted. And may we honor the many traditions, stories, and sources of meaning that are represented here today by committing ourselves to care for one another, for our communities here and beyond, and for the earth that we all share until the end of our journeys. May this gathering service begin in gratitude, in presence, in wonder, and in hope. Amen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stella Mackler, and I'm going to offer a blessing on behalf of the Jewish community. I'm a Jewish student, and being Jewish at Davidson has been a journey and an experience in and of itself, and I wanted to bring that experience to you today. So I'm going to say a prayer in Hebrew. It's called the Shechechianu, so when I get to it, if you know it, you can say it with me. And instead of explaining the direct translation of the prayer, I wanted to talk a little bit about the context that we say it within. So the Shechechianu is a prayer for new beginnings. There are several interpretations of its direct translation, but I offer this invocation thinking about the context in which we give this blessing. In Judaism, we say the Shechechianu whenever we are doing something for the first time in the year and to offer gratitude for the present moment. So I'll say this prayer recognizing that we are graduating from college for the first time and embarking on our own new beginnings. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shechechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Marshall. I'll be offering an invocation to you all this morning, or this afternoon, inspired by my Christian background. I offer this invocation sharing some of Quaker activist Parker Palmer's teachings on vocation. He wrote, "Before you tell your life what you intend to do with it, listen to what it intends to do with you. Before you tell your life what truths and values you have decided to live up to, let your life tell you what truths you embody, what values you represent. He continues, in other words, your life is not about you. You are a part of a larger thing called life. You are not your own. You are an instance of a universal and eternal pattern. Life is living itself in you. As I offer this to you today, my heart sings with gratitude for all of my professors and companions in this journey at Davidson. All of the words written, questions pondered, embraces exchanged, comfort shared. What a blessing for life to have lived itself in all of us here. Amen.
My name is Sam Shen, and I would like to offer the following reflection from the Buddhist tradition. There's a Buddhist koan that says, every day is a good day. What does it mean? During the past 4 years, we all have experienced many unsatisfactory moments and unhappy events. So how can every day be a good day? Yet, when we pause and walk around the campus, is there really anything that is not good? We often get caught up in the troubles of our lives and forget to appreciate the present moments right in front of us. This moment is completely new and fresh. In itself, there is no trouble. It is we who create difficulties by how we perceive and interpret different things. In fact, not only are the trees, water, and air good, but even the problem sets and papers can be good as well. If we sit down and face them directly, without the usual complaint or biases in our minds, each problem reveals itself as something new and unique and beautiful. Our thinking process, too, is mysterious and fascinating. No two problems are exactly the same, and even when they seem similar, our way of thinking about it is always different. If we can learn to appreciate what we are doing in each moment, then every day is indeed a good day. And I hope that after graduation, whenever we look back at this time, we can carry this sense of freshness with us into our lives.
Good afternoon, everyone, and assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings be upon you. I'm your fellow graduating senior Muhammad Abdul Nasser Mustafa, and I have the pleasure and honor of offering an invocation prayer on behalf of the Muslim faith. But feel free to own it in your own way and reflect on it. During this joyful time of the year, my mind goes to 2 verses from the Quran, the holy book of Islam, that serve as great reminders for me as I conclude one chapter and venture on another. So I wanted to share them with you. I will begin by reciting them in Arabic, and will follow up with an English translation after each of them. The first is the following, verse number 39, chapter 53. وَأَن لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى ثُمَّ يُجْزَاهُ الْجَزَاءَ الْأَوْفَى. And that each person will only be responsible for the effort and pursuit, not the outcomes, and that their efforts will be seen. Then they will be fully rewarded. The second is the following, verse number 58, chapter number 10. قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِّمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. Say, in God's grace and mercy, in the wisdom of knowledge, let them rejoice. That is far better than whatever wealth they accumulate. May God make us able to use this wisdom and knowledge for lives of leadership and service. Ameen. I do have to ask you all to rise to sing. Thank you.
seated. I have the great privilege of introducing this year's baccalaureate speaker, the Reverend Dr. Chris Burton. Chris is a minister and an artist who works to bring together people who may be surprised what they have in common. Chris's work emphasizes Jesus as the prime abolitionist who sets the captives free. Born and educated in Brooklyn, Chris is a writer for himself and others. He is a proud Davidson alum, class of '08, who serves as co-chair of the Davidson Black Alumni Network. While at Davidson, Chris was a Kirkendall Scholar, English major with a concentration in Africana Studies, and hosted a radio show on Walt. Chris served on the Student Government Association as vice president and president, as well as serving on the executive board for the Black Student Coalition and the Davidson African Student Association. Additionally, he's a proud member of the Tau Omicron chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. After Davidson, Chris went on to receive his Doctor of Ministry and Master of Divinity degrees from Union Presbyterian Seminary, as well as a Master of Science and Education from St. John's University. He serves as an ambassador for the Lupus Foundation of America. He's a social justice fellow for the Memorial Foundation and serves on the board of You Got This Kid and Voices of Jubilee. Chris was named an innovator in ministry you should know by the Presbyterian Outlook. He hosts a podcast about theology and culture called The Baddest Chaplain, and another with Presbyterian Outlook called Theology and Hip Hop, and an inspirational series called Morning Meds. He also co-created an award-winning podcast about race, culture, and soul care called Cross Streets, as well as Invisible Strength podcasts. He said these are ways of having good conversations with friends. His preaching was featured in A Sermon for Every Sunday. He's a member of Style's Top 40 Under 40, an Obama Foundation leader, and his speaking has been featured in TEDx. Chris is an ordained minister in the Presbyterian Church USA. He previously served as the director of the Leadership Institute at Union Presbyterian Seminary, and as of last month, he's accepted a call to serve in ministry with Hitchcock Presbyterian Church in New York. Reverend Burton, we are so grateful for your presence with us, and we look forward to the wisdom that you'll have to share. Welcome. And as we prepare to hear Chris's message today, I'd like to invite you all to join me in a word of prayer. Source of every blessing, we come to this moment full of gratitude, full of feeling, full of all that these years have held. In the midst of our celebration, may reverent stillness and attentive presence arise, that we might receive a message that meets us right where we are. As we gather across our differences in belief, background, and the paths that brought us here, unite us in the love we bear for one another, the truth we seek together, and the hope we carry forward. May these words we are about to receive make us more alive to beauty, more awake to our life's calling, and more ready to meet the world with courage and compassion. We ask it in the many names by which we know you best. Amen.
Amen. Our first text this afternoon comes from the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 3, verses 1 through 10. And it reads as such. Now the boy Samuel was ministering to the Lord under Eli. The word of the Lord was rare in those days. Visions were not widespread. At that time, Eli, whose eyesight had begun to grow dim so that he could not see, was lying down in his room. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was lying down in the temple of the Lord, where the ark of God was. Then the Lord called, "Samuel, Samuel." And he said, "Here I am," and ran to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you called me." But he said, "I did not call. Lie down again." So he went and lay down. The Lord called again, "Samuel." Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you called me." But he said, "I did not call. My son, lie down again." Now, Samuel did not yet know the Lord, and the word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. The Lord called Samuel again a third time. And he got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you called me." Then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, "Go, lie down. And if he calls you, you shall say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.'" So Samuel went and lay down in his place. Now the Lord came and stood there, calling as before, "Samuel, Samuel." And Samuel said, "Speak, for your servant is listening." Our second text comes from the Gospel of John, chapter 20, verses 24 through 29. And it reads, "But Thomas, who was called the twin, one of the 12, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands, and put my finger in the mark of the nails and my hand in his side, I will not believe." A week later, his disciples were again in the house, and Thomas was with them. Although the doors were shut, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it in my side. Do not doubt, but believe." Thomas answered him, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." This is the word of the Lord for the people of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Peace, everyone. I bring greetings to you all from Hitchcock Presbyterian Church in Scarsdale, New York. I want to greet and thank President Doug Hicks, trustees, faculty, staff, students, parents, and all of you who are graduating this weekend. And a special thank you to Reverend Julia Watkins in the chaplain's office for this invitation. It is an honor to come home. It is an honor to be with you all today. And so in this time together, I want to speak with you all briefly about ideas. I love ideas. At the end of my junior year, I went on a leadership retreat. And as a part of that retreat, we took a Strength Finder survey. And one of the action words attached to how I move through the world was ideate. I write down ideas on receipts. I write down ideas in my journals. I write down my ideas in my notes app. I am like a one-man AI without all that water. Sometimes I get a fully fleshed out idea in the middle of the night. Or an idea comes to me at a time when I'm not quite ready to wake up and start my day. I do my best to try to hold on to this idea, as tired as I may be, as sleepy as I may be, but of course, by the time I wake up and am now ready to use that idea and write it down in one of those aforementioned spaces, the idea is gone. It goes right back up into the cloud. Later in life, I would learn that this same problem happened to Michael Jackson, that he would get up in the middle of the night and write down the whole song as it appeared in his mind, because Mike was afraid that if he didn't do that, God would give the idea to Prince. There's so much excitement when you have a good idea, when you have a sense of direction, when things start to come together and finally make sense, when you get a revelation of who you are, or even better, who you are becoming. But it can be especially arduous if you have folks around you who haven't quite bought into the vision. When you have folks who are not shy about sharing their opinion that, frankly, they just don't see that for you. It can be frustrating when all that potential energy is ready to become kinetic, but someone tells you, whoa, 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 not yet. We need a proof of concept. When we hear this unfortunate news, we start to succumb to the paralysis of analysis. We wonder, oh no, what if this doesn't work? What would they think if I fail? What will I do if this doesn't work out? There's a temptation to not even try, and that temptation to not even try can be at an all-time high. But in those moments of great anxiety, we have to ask ourselves, what is truly worse? To have tried and failed, or to have not tried at all? Dear friends, graduates, class of 2026, I need to remind you that all of us are dynamic beings. All of us, regardless of age, station, social location, all of us are continually evolving, discovering, and rediscovering who we are in this particular time and space. Who you were 4 years ago, those shoes don't fit. Who you'll be 5 years from now, you're still growing into it. We have to be kind to ourselves and patient with the journeys that we're on. I can testify that life is not linear. Sometimes I see a picture of me in college and think, that young brother has no idea what's waiting on him. See, I went to seminary immediately after college, and that first year was so isolating that I decided I did not want to go back the next fall. So for my non-parish internship, I took on an opportunity to work back home in New York City with a nonprofit that was determined to break the school-to-prison pipeline. And when the internship ended, I just kept working. Because in my mind, I figured I was already doing the Lord's work. Then I got the news that rather quickly, funding for my position was exhausted, so I could no longer continue. So there I was, now on a leave of absence, sitting on my grandma's couch watching Seinfeld, trying to figure out who I was going to be. And in spite of all that happened here, all of the wonderful things that Julia read, I did not feel successful in that moment on that couch. The greatness that I felt I had in college felt light years away at that point. But from that time that I was sitting in your seats until this very moment, my life has been a story in which I would not change a single letter. Friends, there will be triumphs, there will be tragedies, there will be successes and setbacks, and all of it, absolutely all of it, makes us who we are. You can't air fry your life. You can't just rush to the good parts. No doubt, if it were up to us, we would evade every challenge possible and just rush to the good part. But I have seen, I have experienced that it is in the difficulties that we truly discover who we are. It is in times of great challenge that we discover our strength, that we realize how truly resilient we are, that we experience the invincible summers within each of us that Camus was talking about. There is so much to be gleaned from the hills and the valleys, to be gleaned from the joys and the pains of our journeys. Imagine who we would be if we got everything we wanted without any form of resistance. How dissatisfying it would become. Experiencing that kind of bloat, that kind of ennui, that sort of ennui that would fill us because the accumulation we have did not come with any form of purpose. There are challenges that you have gone through, and there are challenges yet to come, but none of us can afford to duck the smoke. Those challenges will make you stronger. Those difficulties will deepen your own empathy. They will give you a greater appreciation for the everyday miracles, the miracle of the mundane. When we have gone through challenges and we come out on the other side, we learn to approach our success with gratitude. We've gone through that sort of difficulty. We can't afford to anymore fool ourselves into thinking that we did this unilaterally, that we did it all by ourselves, or that the success we have is the simple and natural consequence of what we deserve. When we go through challenges and make it to the other side, we come to realize how extremely precious each moment and each person we encounter truly is. And of course, not everyone will see you how we see you all right now. There are some you will encounter who are so weighed down by their own feeling of inadequacy that they deem it appropriate to prescribe inadequacy to others. They'll see your trajectory, they'll hear about all the good work you've done so far, and think in their own minds, too soon, too fast, not yet. But how can they truly know? They may only see you through the lens of your occupation, but I promise you they lack the necessary data to determine your vocation. Vocation, from that Latin root vocare, is about the calling on your life. What the great Reverend Dr. Katie Cannon described as the work your soul must have. And when you get a hold of that work, when you get a sense of what your vocation is, dear friends, you cannot afford to let it go. Your understanding of that vocation will evolve. There will be times you will, as the Apostle Paul describes, see it in a mirror dimly. But there will be a time when you will see the fullness of who you are called to be face to face. Right now, from where you are seated, you may only know in part, but there will be a time when you will know the fullness of your calling. And in that moment of zenith, you will be able to see the through lines, how all the success, how all the disappointments made you exactly who you are and were meant to be. So, dear graduates, continue to listen for your calling. Continue pressing into the fullness of who you are, all the while remembering that the fact that you are here in this space at this time is proof of concept. I hope the absolute best for you, class of 2026, and many blessings for the journey. Peace.
We invite you to stand in body or in spirit for the litany of gratitude and hope printed in your bulletin. Here at the sacred threshold between memory and promise.
Remember the paths that brought us here.
Many have made this journey possible. Friends and family, teachers and mentors, coaches and those who labor for our daily convenience.
We give thanks for their love and support.
Life with others has introduced us to new traditions, beliefs, and worldviews.
We celebrate our differences and our shared humanity.
Our education has extended from the classroom to the stage and studio, court and field, residence and dining hall, local community, and across the globe.
We cherish the gifts of learning, understanding, and wisdom.
These gifts liberate us for lives of growth and giving.
We are called to build a whole and just world.
May our humane instincts guide us across complex landscapes.
We dedicate ourselves to lives of leadership and service.
To us, much has been entrusted. Through us, much is possible.
With gratitude and hope, we embrace what is and welcome what is yet to come.
guests, please remain at your seats until the platform party and faculty have recessed. Receive this benediction. May you go out now as those who are still learning to listen and still learning to see. When that voice comes in the quiet, may you have the courage to say, "Speak." When doubt rises in your heart, may you have the openness to reach toward truth. Trust that not all proof is visible and not all truth can be held, yet grace will meet you there. May the fountain of purpose, known across many traditions and called by many names, support you all your days, be near you when you pray, confirm what has always been good within you, and guide you into lives of meaning, service, and joy. Go in peace to love and serve the world. Ashe and amen.